All right, welcome to Mouth Control. I got a Mouth Control Problem podcast. This is your hostess, Bellonosis, the one with the mostest, and you know this. All right. So now that I got my introduction out into the podcast beginning, the intro, this podcast today, the topic is about self-discovery. And so as in previous podcasts, I talked about how my spiritual journey began and how a lot of information just I had to really quickly absorb. So, and then some other things happened that led me to this point in my life. And at this point in my life, I'm going through another beautiful metamorphosis that it really has been something special. It has been very eye-opening, and I've had to really pay very close attention to myself, as well as what I do daily. And so it has really been a beautiful time. I'm gonna go right into the affirmations because I do want to always get some affirmations because during my spiritual journey, that was one of the things that I learned to do was to write affirmations. I learned to do journaling and gratitude journaling, and I learned how to do those things to help my soul just really begin to speak, have a voice in my life. And so it's really worked. It's really worked because now that I have this voice and this soul, not this soul, but now that I have this soulful voice, I'm able to listen attentively to what it says, and it says some really beautiful things. So the first part of this podcast I want to talk about is the affirmations, and a lot of times our affirmations begin with "I am." You know what I'm saying? A lot of times our affirmations begin with "I am," or "I am so thankful," or "I am." I'm so happy. That was one of the things that I learned in the beginning was how to say I'm so happy. And then I began to, my soul began to express gratitude more than anything. So gratitude was what has started to pour out of my soul. And so I learned how to write my affirmations by saying I am so thankful. All of these are correct ways to write affirmations. All of them. So what has happened during my metamorphosis is that my affirmations evolved to say I know. And I have a friend who told me about I know a long time ago. But this journey is so beautiful because the things that people learn along the way, we all are kind of learning the same things, but it happens at times in our lives where we can fully indulge in it, fully be like immersed in the I know. Like I know for a fact, or I know, so I'm going right into the affirmations about I know. So I know that I can expansively think to configure the infinite possibilities that will produce my highest good. I know that every day my highest good seeks me out and I attain knowledge and productivity. I attain my highest good every day. I know that agape has peacefully calmed my unrest and guided my thoughts to enlightenment. I know that I am an illumined being, gracefully traversing the physical realm with elevated vibrations of agape. I continuously grow. I am continuously motivated. I am continuously achieved. I am limitless. I continuously flourish. I continuously give thanks. Agape is a myriad of vibrations and elevations. I am so thankful to grow to new levels of agape on purpose. I am thankful to thrive in the agape vibrations. I keep trying to stop, but that's how source be. It just be flowing, and then you try to stop, but it I got some more to tell you. And so that's how, and I love taking time out to have those sessions with agape. So now that we got the I know, let me open up my paperback to the 3. Hold on. Because if I had to go back to that, I'm wanting, and Lord have mercy. Okay, here you go. Okay, so the first one was, I know that I can expansively think to configure the infinite possibilities that will produce my highest good. And then I went on to say how my highest good, I attain that every day. So I'm want to send an uplifting message first that says that I know that this is a collective message, and this is an uplifting collective message. It's not just about my own stuff. I use the I language because, when you're using your affirmations, you're going to be talking to, your own being. You're going to be talking to your own soul, or really what's happening is your soul is speaking out so that you can hear it in your ears and you can begin to have that thought process in the mind. So that's the purpose of using I. A lot of people may know how to use verbiage that includes the we term or collectively, but for mouth control, the podcast mouth control, I choose to use the I language because I want people to who, if they watch this, to take away affirmation that is personal for themselves. We is not a very personal terminology. I is the personal pronoun I. So with that being said, I know that I can expansively think. So we go through so many things, and turn that down a little bit. We go through so many things, and life can put us in a automatic pilot type of feeling sometimes. So it's very good to have time to sit and think about our affirmations. So last night I spent some time meditating, and I thought about how I had these plants. I had these plants, and they was doing okay in here. It wasn't nothing wrong. But every summer, let me go back. Every summer, I put out my plants that are on the inside. Most of them, not all of them. Most of them, I put them outside because it seems to make them grow, and so they're big. By the end of the summer, they're big. They grow. So I had these plants that I had in my house, and I put them outside before. Lord, let me tell you something. Another frost came and took the damn plants out the game. So I'm not mad about it, but that was the source of my meditation last night. Well, one of the sources of my meditation last night was I was thinking about that, and then I began to just think about how good like God really has been, and how my life has totally changed. And when those plants went out, and I didn't go back outside to get them, God replaced the plants, and I got a brand new little baby turtle over there. So, like, I just noticed that transformation last night. I wanted to share that again this morning. I did a audio mouth control, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out with a full video so that you can see the changes in my face and in my countenance, and how that it's not my strength that I'm flowing in, it's the strength of agape. So with that being said, I got up this morning. I'm not a morning person, but I was able to get up about 8 o'clock this morning. I was so tempted to go back to bed, but I did not. I persevered. Okay. And went on my workout. And I don't know if I just released I got a this is so funny. I got a Instagram page called Belanosis, and I do a prayer weekly prayer called Moon Girl Prayers. And Moon Girl Prayers is about affirmations as well, but it's like in a more condensed form. Like mouth control is really I want that to be a lengthier show because I want to go more in depth. It's a YouTube platform, so that's when I go to YouTube to watch something, I usually tend to watch a 15 or 20 minute video. That's not really the 2 minute, 3 minute videos that I be watching. So, but I released my Moon Girl prayers about body positivity. About body positivity. And so I was thinking about how, exercising and everything, and how I like to go to the gym. And it was something that that I have stepped back from because of this metamorphosis that I'm going through. And I had to, it was in my spirit, it was pointed out that I needed to pay more attention to something else besides going to the gym. I was salty about it. I was real salty about it. I did not want to look at nothing. I did not want to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to the gym. And I tried to start up several times with going back to the gym, but, whatever. So, I go head on and I start working out outside. I go to the lakefront and I go and it's like natural terrain out there. It's not the type of like they did redo the lakefront where you could like your sidewalks and a playground and things like that, but they left quite a bit of just natural terrain where it's natural hills or it's natural like sand dunes and things like that. So that's why I like to go do my walking and do a lot of praying. And so today it's this one hill that it's pretty high up, and so I'm like, I can go up and down this hill a few times to do my cardio. And I think it's a substantial amount of working out. I don't know if it's helping or not, but it feels good when I'm doing it. So I go ahead over there and work out. So I'm going up the hill, and today it was just like, I'm going up the hill, and I had soft music playing in the background. I had my drill music playing. I had my drill music playing, aka my trap music playing, And I'm going up this hill, and I'm like, I'm getting up there, Did I go back down? Walk back down, did I go back up there? I go back up there. And so, at the last, repetition of going down the hill, it was like, I had been saying before I dropped the bomb that was dropped on me. I was having I have not workout equipment, but I have things that help me to work out here at my home. And it was just something about it, it just don't sit right with me. And so I don't know, I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, man, and so it began to be in my spirit about like how my home is like, it don't nothing in my house look like you supposed to exercise. It don't. Everything is either, you're gonna sit down and read a book, you're gonna go lay down. I don't even own a TV. So everything in here is made for, like a getaway type of setting, or like a serenity type of setting. It's not, for rigorous activity. If you will. If you know what I'm saying? So, anywho, I promise you, it's very relaxing and serene in here. And so I think that was one of the atmospheric things that I was going through that was like, okay, well, I'm totally not motivated to work out at home. I'm hoping this is helping somebody. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that people who is not motivated to work out at home don't feel bad about not wanting to work out at the crib. Like, I don't want to say work out at the crib. I want to say exercise. Because exercising, like, I love to exercise. That's how I was able to achieve some weight loss goals. So I know that this is what I like to do. I love to exercise. It was just not flowing well here in my getaway, in my safety, in my comfort zone, in my place where it's relaxing, This is my place to get away from like the outside world. I leave all of that out there and I come in here and it's a retreat. Every time. And that's how it feels to me. And that's how most people try to create their home to be, I think. So I'm going up this. It was the final thing. I'm coming down. I'm walking down the thing like that. That was not a good visual. But anywho, I'm not gonna cut that out. But I'm right at the base of the hill after I've completed, and I'm with my spirit guys like, whoo, I could probably do that, and a couple more times, and I'm noticing that my chest has started to like I was having a hard time, and so I'm like, I don't work out at home because it's too comfortable there. I don't want to work out in a comfortable place. Blew my mind. Woo! I wish I had. I wish I would have cued the music. I wish I would have cued the music to just turn up on the eyes. But I didn't have it. I didn't have that today. Anywho, but it's like I didn't want to work out in a comfortable place. I want to go and be in an atmosphere that is conducive to working out, to exercise. I'm sitting with that source just like immediately covered me like and then I was just so I'm walking and I'm like, source was like on me about the thing, right? And then it was just like, you know what, that was my oversoul talking to me. So if you don't know what an oversoul is, please locate a Kybalion and begin to study that. Because when I started studying my Kybalion, which is a sacred text, I study other sacred texts as well. I'm telling you, for me, the Kybalion really opened up some things that I had wanted to know. And so it talks about an oversoul. I am wholeheartedly going to study some more about the oversoul. But what I'm understanding is just like it's a higher, our own higher consciousness. And so I'm like, man, I know for a fact it was like directly like a form of myself talking to me. Talking right to me. To this being here, it was like a higher form of myself. And so, like, I had to sit with that. And I had to I didn't have to sit with that because I was walking. I wasn't sitting anywhere. I kept on walking, and like I'm still was having a hard time, like controlling my inhales and exhales, And so, and someone's like, "Yo, why don't you just try to stop and get your breath?" And I was just like, "Nope, because it ain't gonna get no better." So I just kept on going, And then I did stop on the bridge to look into the waters, and I seen the lily pads, and I'm seeing that like just the life inside of this water. And, from afar, you can't even see that. But, looking down over the bridge, it was just like, it was a lot of life in that water. And, something that just was revealed to me just now. But, you know what I'm saying? So I kept on walking over the bridge. And I was so thankful to have made contact with a part of myself that that has been making contact with me. But it wasn't until today that I was able to, in my consciousness, acknowledge that my higher self was communicating. It's different than, I guess, maybe what was coming out of my soul. I'm not sure, because it's called the oversoul. So all of these affirmations were just helping me. And maybe these affirmations is from my oversoul. So I'm just really excited and really, really, really excited, really happy to have that type of day today. I got in contact with my higher self. I was able to acknowledge that it was my higher self communicating with me. I was able to acknowledge that, because I've heard people talk about oversouls before, and it just never really clicked like how I did today. So I began to pray. My guides was helping me. And I'm in prayer, and I began to traverse more hills. It was like more like a rolling type of hill this time, and I'm traversing that, and I'm just and I hear some distant chatter and laughing and things, and I just was like, man, I'm thankful that I'm able to raise my elevation above distractions, because I have been really plagued with a lot of distractions. One of the reasons why I quit going to the gym, because it was very distracting, the people being in there, the type of craziness that was going on, and I'm peeping all this out, and it was just like it was very distracting. I was able to get my workouts done. I wasn't that damn distracted. I wasn't able to get my workouts done, but nevertheless, like, it was some energy being like taken away from what I could put into my workout. So I'm just really thankful for that. So when I get here, I was all excited and everything. So I come home and I take a bath. That is another a reason why it's hard for me to have strenuous activity in here, because I don't want to say strenuous activity, but just like a workout regimen. Like, you know, I position things in my home to be very tranquil. So I take a bath, and it's another sacred time that I give to myself for self-love, you know, and self-care, not self-love, self-care. And, you know, self-care, you know, it's being kempt and, you know, making sure your hair looks nice and, you know, taking pride in one's appearance. So a bath is definitely helpful for that. Anywho, I'm in the tub, and another epiphany comes to me. Like, you know, people are so quick to be like, you're too comfortable, you're in your comfort zone, you're this, that, and the other in that comfort zone, and just get out your comfort zone, and you're always trying to be comfortable. And it's just like, you know what? It's a very true fact that staying in one spot being stagnant is not a good way to promote growth, because inevitable things happen like tower moments, and none of us want that. We do not want that. So hold on, let me take that back. I recant. Let me rephrase that. We don't want tower moments that really cause pain, a lot of pain. We don't want tower moments like that. We want our tower moments to, if they have to occur, that we're totally prepared and able to maneuver through the tower, you know, whatever it may be, because not all tower moments are bad. Some tower moments are very good, but we still have to be mentally prepared and equipped to get through the tower. Now, with that being said, about the comfort zone thing, it's not a good thing to it's not very productive. I don't want us to call it good or bad. It's just, if you want to do some productivity, certain things have to occur, and maybe in the comfort zone isn't the best place. Because I'm a Taurus, and we like comfort, and we, you know what I'm saying, we like comfort. However, what the epiphany was today was, just because I move out of my comfort zone doesn't necessarily, it's not synonymous. That's what it was, you know, interpreted in my mind. Moving out of a comfort zone is not synonymous with discomfort. It's not synonymous with discomfort. It's not. Like, you can move out to a comfort zone, and there does not have to be an onslaught of just havoc to promote change. I did another Moon Girl prayer about I think my first Moon Girl prayer season 3 was about how one does not have to be provoked to grow. There does not have to be an onslaught of pain to promote change. Like, it does not have to happen that way. And that, so I'm sitting in the tub like, wow, like, God, you've been really cutting up today. It is not. It does not have to be. And see, a lot of people have to understand that, number one, there are manipulations of the energy. And a lot of people like to try to manipulate the energies to cause pain in other people's lives to make them do something. And it's just like, you know what? We building a new world. And we building a world where we don't have to all the time lean on pain to be a motivation. We're going to lean into love to motivate people. We're going to lean into agape for motivation. Not because hear me well, because pain does motivate change. It does. You know, a lot of things that happen in American history, due to the amount of pain that was in the land, change had to occur. So I'm not speaking against that type of way of living, or I'm not speaking against that type of change. That's what I'm saying. Like, however, I believe that there is a way that we can have those changes without that amount of pain. I believe that a lot of times there's a lot of abuse and manipulations that occur. All that energy that's used to do that can be used to love somebody. When I first began my spiritual journey, it was I was thinking about just how much energy is wasted on causing destruction. And that's what it was. It was easier for somebody. It's easier to destroy something than to build it up, to believe in it, to have faith in it. It's easier to do that. It's easier to destroy a person than to build them up. Or it's the more common practice, I should say that. It's the more common practice to be a destroyer than to be a builder and someone that is uplifting and encouraging and uses agape and allow, like my sister, God rest herself, told me a long time ago. She was like, you know what? A lot of times we just let silence do the heavy lifting. So after you say whatever you have to do, and you just lay back and you let agape do the rest of the work. So, and when I say lay back, it's just like, once you have really completed the work. I'm not talking about before the work is completed or before the silence is needed. Because sometimes, you hear the term about closed mouth don't get fed and all that. I beg to differ there a little bit too, but I don't want to go too much into all of these analogies and metaphors and things like that, because a lot of time energy gets misconstrued that way. The message today is just that people who are in a comfort zone, you don't necessarily have, just because you step outside your comfort zone, does not mean that there's a lot of discomfort. And now, some of the discomfort may come from stepping outside of the comfort zone of trauma. That can happen. That happened to me. It's happening to me now, to tell you the truth. The trauma of every day going through something very strenuous on my mind, and just like the very stressful days. There's a trauma associated in the survival mode thinking, and oh Lord, you see it, just that type of stress, and then God like took all of it away, and now I'm traumatized. I'm like, well, I got a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of this going on. Anywho, that's my prayer today. I hope that this has been a very helpful message, and that you could wade through my ramblings to really get to what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that stepping outside of your comfort zone is not synonymous with discomfort. Actually, stepping outside of the comfort zone can produce very euphoric effects, if you will, in a wholesome way, in a way that is uplifting and encouraging. Because a lot of times, low vibrational energies want to creep in to try to introduce something that's not on your path or on your journey, and could try to be like, well, this is outside your comfort zone. If it does not agree with your spirit, if it does not agree with your heart, if it does not agree with the path and where you're trying to go, that just because you step out your comfort zone and that is there, does not mean that that's what you have to do. If it does not agree, if it does not look like where you're going in your future. I just want to say that. Because, you know, that's why I was thankful for the higher elevations. After I made the acknowledgement about being in connection, you know, acknowledging my oversoul, I did begin to acknowledge that I can go to higher elevations away from distractions. A lot of time we step outside of our comfort zone, the first thing outside of there is a distraction. So I'm just really thankful that I don't have to use low vibrational energy, that I can always ascend and go to a higher level, a higher elevation, to think about things, to critically think about things. And then I don't have to be in discomfort just because I'm outside of my comfort zone. Like, that's the total message. That's the one message that I wanted to get through. I wanted to talk about saying, I know. We need to say, I know more. We need to say it. I know that I can expansively think. I know that I can do that. I know that I can expansively think about the infinite possibilities that produce my highest good. I know that. I know that my highest good seeks me out every day, and that I reach my highest good every day. So I'm getting a little excited. I love talking about metaphysical happenings, and I really enjoy this type of work. I really enjoy being able to uplift and encourage. To anybody who was listening, I'm encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone. And I'm always just really encouraging people to to step outside of your comfort zone. Make sure that it is beautiful. Make sure that you are really sure before you even step outside of your comfort zone. Take some time to expansively think. Take some time to expansively think. There's nothing wrong with doing that before stepping out. Consult your spirit guides. If you don't have any spirit guides, consult the source, the infinite mind. And because I didn't even know nothing about spirit guides. All I knew was that my world was turned upside down. That's all I knew. And then these powerful beings came into my life and really helped me traverse this spiritual realm. So my prayer, like I said, or my affirming, whatever you want to call it, is just that when you step outside your comfort zone, please have have thought about expansively what it is that you want. I have a dream that I'm gonna be able to do some very needed social work. And I'm very looking forward to it. I think about it every day. And I'm thankful that I'm going towards that more every day. And I'm thankful to expansively think about these things every day. And I'm thankful for the spiritual downloads that help me think about those things. Because like when I first started my spiritual journey and where I am now, I could not have understood these schools of thought. I didn't understand. I know it's different than I am. I didn't think that way. So it takes time. It's a process. That's my other thing. It takes time. It took me a while to be able to understand what my oversoul was saying to me. And it's okay. Because guess what? My oversoul knows. My oversoul knows. And a lot of the time that I needed to even get that message. Had to smile at myself on that one. It gave me the time that I needed to do it. To get the message. This is Bella Gnosis, your hostess with the Moses. I'm trying to wind down this message because I'm really, really just in tune right now with like just hearing, and I'm hearing that please step before you step out your comfort zone, have already expansively thought about some things, which has happened in my life. And stepping out of your comfort zone don't necessarily mean discomfort. There can be very beautiful things that are in alignment with your path on your way to your highest good, on your most direct route to your highest good. So I'm really thankful for this message, and I'm thankful for being calm and enlightened and guided by the vibrations of Agape. I'm thankful for my path. I'm thankful for this message. This is Bella Gnosis, your hostess with the Moses. You've been tuned into Mouth Control. I got a mouth control problem.